Hey Bougie click. Are you a pretty exotical who feels like people are constantly waiting for you to fail? When you are attractive and light-skinned, people believe that you have unfair advantages, and because of that people often want to see you fail. People assume that someone who is attractive or light-skinned has had an easier life and hasn't had to face any significant challenges. People resent you and have a lack of empathy for your struggles. So, if you've ever felt like you're not black enough because your skin isn't dark and you didn't grow up in the hood, stick around. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. As a pretty exotical, people are waiting for you to fail. As a pretty exotical, you often find yourself under a unique kind of scrutiny. People may be waiting for you to fail because of the perceived advantages that come with your looks and mixed heritage. This scrutiny can stem from jealousy, stereotypes, and the assumption that your success is solely due to your appearance rather than your hard work and talent. Additionally, being seen as exotical can place you in a position where you're expected to fit into certain boxes or live up to specific standards, making any misstep more noticeable and criticized. This pressure can be overwhelming, as it feels like you're constantly under a microscope, with people ready to point out any flaws or failures to undermine your achievements and validate their biases. We're going to talk about colorism in the black community, so buckle up, because it's a bumpy ride. Dark-skinned women are claiming light-skinned women are making up stories about facing discrimination from them. Can you believe that? It's as if they think light-skinned women are oblivious to the prejudice and bias they experience. But hey, let's not forget about how society drools over lighter skin, giving them a red carpet ride in life, while the rest of us are left on the sidelines. Yes, people's experiences with discrimination differ, but who are we to dismiss someone else's reality? Let's cut the crap and start listening to each other. As if not believing light-skinned people wasn't enough, now for some reason dark-skinned black people are questioning the blackness of biracial, multiracial, and light-skinned people. I want to start by saying that if these people all of a sudden said they were not black, dark-skinned black people would jump down their throat. They would say white people don't accept you and you look black to me. When biracial or multiracial individuals assert their black identity, they face skepticism or rejection from some within the black community. Conversely, if they distance themselves from their black heritage, they might be criticized for not embracing their full identity. Prominent figures like Barack Obama and Kamala Harris have faced similar scrutiny regarding their blackness. Their experiences highlight the broader conversation about what it means to be black in America and the diverse contributions of black individuals with mixed heritage. Light-skinned and mixed-race women often navigate a complex landscape of discrimination from both white and black communities. From white individuals, they may face traditional forms of racism, including being treated as inferior or exoticized due to their ethnic background. Within black communities, they can encounter colorism, where lighter skin is sometimes unfairly perceived as more desirable, leading to resentment or accusations of not being black enough. This dual discrimination can create a unique set of challenges, as these women may feel isolated and struggle with their identity, constantly balancing between two worlds that both impose different expectations and prejudices. There is so much light skin versus dark skin drama in our community. It's like a never-ending playground fight. Some women with darker skin feel like they should push out the lighter-skinned ones, like they're trying to level the playing field. Why? Because historically, those with a lighter complexion have gotten the long end of the stick, seen as prettier, given better opportunities, you name it. It's like dark-skinned women are trying to reclaim the spaces where they've always been pushed to the sidelines. But let's get real, isn't this just adding fuel to the fire? Isn't this just another way we're dividing ourselves? We should be having real, raw conversations about these issues, not turning on each other. After all, aren't we stronger together? It's important to recognize that both dark-skinned and light-skinned women can face unique challenges and forms of discrimination. Dismissing each other's experiences can hinder understanding and solidarity within the community. Open and empathetic conversations about these issues can help bridge the gap and foster mutual support. Jordan Chiles. Jordan Chiles recently opened up about her experiences with racism and body shaming in an interview with Teen Vogue. She shared that as a Black and Latina gymnast, she faced significant racial discrimination throughout her career. For instance, she recalled an incident from her childhood when a spectator at a competition said she didn't deserve to be on the floor because she didn't look like anyone else. Chiles also mentioned that she was often told she wasn't Black enough and even had medals taken away from her. Despite these challenges, she has remained resilient and continues to advocate for herself and others facing similar discrimination. Gina Chiles, the mother of Olympic gymnast Jordan Chiles, recently spoke out against the racist, disgusting comments directed at her daughter. These comments surfaced after Jordan won a bronze medal in the individual floor exercise at the 2024 Olympics. The controversy began when Jordan's initial score of 13.666, which would have placed her fifth, was adjusted following an inquiry by her coach. This adjustment bumped her up to third place, displacing Romanian gymnast Ana Barbosu. This decision led to backlash, with some people accusing Jordan of not deserving the medal and resorting to racist remarks online. Gina Chiles expressed her frustration on social media, highlighting that such racism still exists in 2024 and defending her daughter's achievements and character. She emphasized that Jordan, despite being a highly decorated Olympian, continues to face these vile comments. It's truly disheartening to see such negativity directed at someone who has worked so hard to achieve her dreams. Gina Chiles, Jordan Chiles' mother, did not specify the exact comments made, but she described them as racist, disgusting, and highlighted that they included several racist slurs. Jordan Chiles was ordered to return her bronze medal after a score reversal at the 2024 Olympics. Here's what happened. Initial score and appeal. Jordan Chiles initially received a score of 13.666, placing her fifth in the individual floor exercise. Her coach, Cecile Landy, appealed the score, arguing that an element in her routine was not properly credited. The judges agreed and adjusted her score to 13.766, which moved her up to third place, earning her the bronze medal. Romanian appeal. The Romanian Gymnastics Federation contested the timing of the appeal, claiming it was made 4 seconds past the 1-minute deadline allowed for such appeals. The Court of Arbitration for Sport, CAS, reviewed the case and ruled in favor of the Romanian appeal. Score reversal. CAS determined that the appeal by Chiles' coach was indeed made outside the allowed time frame. As a result, Chiles' score was reverted to 13.666, placing her back in fifth position. The bronze medal was then awarded to Romanian gymnast Ana Barbosu. Impact and reactions. This decision led to significant disappointment for Chiles and her supporters. Fellow gymnasts like Simone Biles and Suni Lee shared messages of support for Chiles, emphasizing her incredible performance and resilience. Social media starlet Paris Milan is known for her no-nonsense chatter about society's standards of beauty and the female experience, especially in the realm of pretty privilege. You'll find her stirring the pot on YouTube and Instagram, delivering her unfiltered thoughts to her followers. Recently, Paris Milan has thrown some serious shade at Jordan. She's outright accused Jordan of telling tales about the prejudice she supposedly encountered from other Black women. She's even labeled her as average and claimed she doesn't hold a candle to non-Black Hispanic beauties. Can you believe that? A world-class gymnast can't compete with your everyday Hispanic stunner? Smells like a case of internalized racism to me. Drake. Kendrick Lamar and Drake. Now there's a never-ending feud that's got the hip-hop world buzzing. We're talking identity, authenticity, and the ever-sensitive topic of colorism. Kendrick's been throwing shade, questioning Drake's blackness, and stirring up a storm. So, what does this mean? It's a mirror to the bigger colorism issues that's tearing us apart, the age-old conflict between dark-skinned and light-skinned men. Kendrick Lamar's critique of Drake. Kendrick Lamar and Drake's rivalry dates back to 2013 when Lamar's verse on Big Sean's Control called out several rappers, including Drake. This marked the beginning of a series of lyrical exchanges that have continued to this day. One of the most significant aspects of Lamar's critique is his questioning of Drake's cultural and racial authenticity. In his track Not Like Us, Lamar accuses Drake of exploiting black culture for personal gain, labeling him a colonizer. This accusation taps into long-standing criticisms of Drake as a culture vulture, someone who adopts various cultural elements without genuine connection or respect. Colorism in the music industry. Colorism, the preferential treatment of individuals with lighter skin over those with darker skin, has deep roots in many societies, including the United States. In the music industry, colorism manifests in various ways, from the casting of music video models to the marketing of artists. Light-skinned artists often receive more visibility and opportunities, perpetuating the notion that lighter skin is more desirable or marketable. Dark-skinned versus light-skinned men in hip-hop. The tension between dark-skinned and light-skinned men in hip-hop is a reflection of broader societal issues. Dark-skinned men, like Kendrick Lamar, often face stereotypes that associate them with aggression and hypermasculinity. In contrast, light-skinned men, like Drake, are sometimes perceived as more approachable or less threatening. These stereotypes can create friction, as dark-skinned men may feel the need to assert their authenticity and toughness in a culture that often marginalizes them. Kendrick's challenge to Drake's authenticity. Kendrick Lamar's challenge to Drake's blackness can be seen as an attempt to reclaim cultural authenticity. By calling out Drake's perceived inauthenticity, Lamar positions himself as a guardian of true hip-hop culture, one that is deeply rooted in the black experience. This dynamic is not just about personal rivalry but also about the broader struggle for cultural representation and respect. Kendrick's challenge to Drake's blackness is rooted in his perception of cultural authenticity within hip-hop. He believes that Drake's representation of black culture lacks depth and genuine connection. Kendrick has accused Drake of adopting elements of black culture superficially without a deep understanding or genuine connection. For instance, in his track Not Like Us, Kendrick criticizes Drake for relying on other artists to shape his image and sound. Kendrick points out that Drake often collaborates with artists like Future, Lil Baby, and 21 Savage to gain street credibility and authenticity. He raps, "You called Future when you didn't see the club / Lil Baby helped you get your lingo up / 21 Savage, gave you false street cred." In his track Euphoria, Kendrick mocks Drake's use of Toronto slang and questions how many black features it will take for him to feel black enough. This line underscores Kendrick's belief that Drake's external adoption of black culture does not equate to an internal understanding or respect for it. Nevertheless, several artists, including Future, Lil Baby, and 21 Savage, have acknowledged that Drake significantly helped their careers, including Kendrick. Kendrick Lamar has acknowledged Drake's support early in his career. Drake invited Kendrick to feature on his Take Care album and gave him an opening spot on his 2012 Club Paradise tour. Future and Drake have collaborated on numerous tracks, including their joint mixtape What a Time to Be Alive in 2015. This project was a commercial success and helped solidify Future's position in the rap industry. Future has credited Drake with helping him reach a broader audience and bringing more attention to his music. Their collaborations have introduced Future's unique style to Drake's extensive fan base. Lil Baby's collaboration with Drake on the 2018 single Yes Indeed was a major breakthrough for him. The song reached the top 10 on the Billboard Hot 100, marking Lil Baby's first entry into the top 10. Lil Baby has publicly acknowledged that working with Drake gave him significant exposure and helped elevate his career to new heights. Drake supported 21 Savage early in his career, even renting a Ferrari for 21 Savage's 24th birthday, which helped boost his profile. Their collaborations, such as Sneak In and the joint album Her Loss, have been well received and have helped 21 Savage gain more recognition and credibility in the industry. Hip-hop isn't just head-bobbing beats and catchy hooks. No, Kendrick insists it's a cultural revolution born from Black voices and experiences. So, what's up with big names like Drake, turning those experiences into dollar signs without truly connecting with the culture? Seems like a sellout move, right? But hey, let's not ignore the elephant in the room. Isn't K-Dot himself sharing the mic with pop giants like Taylor Swift and Maroon 5? Makes you wonder if he's walking the talk about keeping it real in the game. So, Kendrick has beef with Drake over his cultural mashup in his tracks? Look, artists swiping elements from different cultures is as old as music itself. It's a global gig. So, Drake's been called out for slipping some slang and foreign influences into his beats. Big deal. This isn't a one-way street, folks. Overseas artists are busy borrowing from American hip-hop too. It's a worldwide jam session. American hip-hop's been shaking up the global music scene for decades. Music makers far and wide are falling over themselves to infuse their sound with a little of that stateside swagger. So, what's Kendrick's problem with Drake doing the same? Kendrick Lamar's perspective on Black culture is deeply rooted in the struggles of Black communities. Kendrick often highlights the historical struggles of Black people, including slavery, segregation, and systemic racism. Kendrick uses his music to tell stories about Black life, from the struggles of growing up in Compton to the broader experiences of Black Americans. His lyrics often address themes of violence, poverty, and systemic oppression. Kendrick emphasizes the importance of authentic representation in hip-hop. He believes that hip-hop should reflect the real experiences and voices of Black people, rather than being commercialized or diluted. Kendrick's critique of artists like Drake stems from his belief that they lack a genuine connection to Black culture. But Blackness is not a one-size-fits-all label. It doesn't come with a guidebook of struggles you need to experience to qualify. So, stop the gatekeeping. The Black community is not a monolith. We're a mosaic of experiences, backgrounds, and cultures. Each of us brings something unique to the table. And guess what? That diversity is our strength. It's high time we stop questioning each other's Blackness based on our backgrounds. It's insulting and divisive. So next time you feel the urge to question someone's Blackness, remember this: every Black experience is valid and enriches our culture. Don't overlook the complexity and richness of Black identity. We're all in this together. Being Black should be enough to be part of Black culture. What not like us really means if you didn't go through exactly what we went through, you are not Black. But what does that say about our ancestors that fought and died so we could have better opportunities? Someone had to die so you could do better, but if you do better, you are penalized? So, if your parents worked hard so you didn't have to struggle, you aren't Black enough? Let's cut to the chase. This whole thing kicked off due to Drake's skyrocketing fame and his involvement with other rappers' ladies. Drake's massive popularity and influence in hip-hop has made him a target for envy and competition among his peers. Being a chart-topping hitmaker doesn't always win you friends. In fact, it can spark rivalries, and Drake's no stranger to that. Plus, his high-profile romances with Rihanna and Jennifer Lopez, among others, have often put him under the spotlight, stirring up trouble with artists who also have ties to these women. Then there's the gossip mill, churning out stories of Drake messing around with other rappers' partners, like when Pusha T's diss track The Story of Audie Dawn threw some serious shade about Drake's personal life, adding fuel to their already burning feud. Other rappers have also been involved in similar situations where their relationships or interactions with others' partners have sparked controversy. Here are a few notable examples. Tupac Shakur and the Notorious B.I.G. Faith Evans. One of the most infamous examples is the feud between Tupac Shakur and the Notorious B.I.G. Tupac claimed to have had an affair with Biggie's wife, Faith Evans, which added fuel to their already intense rivalry. Jay-Z and Nas. Carmen Bryan. The feud between Jay-Z and Nas was partly fueled by Jay-Z's alleged relationship with Nas's ex-girlfriend, Carmen Bryan. This personal element was highlighted in their diss tracks, adding a layer of personal animosity to their professional rivalry. Future and Scottie Pippen. Larsa Pippen. Future was rumored to have had an affair with Larsa Pippen, the wife of NBA legend Scottie Pippen. This rumor led to significant media attention and controversy. He also wrote a song about it taunting Scottie Pippen called "Thought It Was a Drought." Hip-hop's all about the swagger, the bravado, the "I'm better than you" mentality. Snatching another guy's girl? That's just the rap game's version of a victory lap. It's all about flexing, showing off that magnetic charm that comes with the glitz, the fame, the dollar bills. These rappers, they're not just stealing hearts, they're showcasing a lifestyle that's too dazzling to resist. But hold up, when Drake tries the same move, suddenly it's not cool anymore. What's up with that? Kamala Harris. Kamala Harris, the first female vice president of the United States, has faced criticism and doubts about her racial identity from some segments of the Black community. Some critics argue that she does not fully represent the Black experience. This controversy is not new and has been fueled by political opponents and social media misinformation. Kamala Harris is of mixed heritage, with her mother being of Indian descent and her father of Jamaican descent. This makes her both Black and South Asian. Harris identifies as a Black woman and has been embraced by many in the Black community, especially given her significant achievements and representation. The questioning of her Blackness often stems from broader societal issues related to race and identity, particularly for biracial individuals. These issues can include struggles with identity, external perceptions, and the historical context of racial classification. Biracial women, like Kamala Harris, often navigate a unique set of challenges. Identity struggles. Biracial individuals may struggle with their identity, feeling pressured to choose one racial identity over another. This can lead to feelings of not fully belonging to either community. External perceptions. Society often imposes rigid racial categories, making it difficult for biracial people to be accepted as fully belonging to any one group. This can result in questioning their authenticity or loyalty to a particular race. Colorism. Biracial women may also face colorism, where lighter skin is sometimes perceived as more desirable. This can create tension within communities of color, where darker-skinned individuals may feel marginalized. Representation. The visibility of biracial individuals in prominent positions can lead to debates about representation. Some may feel that biracial individuals do not fully represent the experiences of monoracial communities. The scrutiny of biracial women's racial identity often arises from a combination of historical, social, and cultural factors. Historical context. The history of racial classification in the United States has been fraught with rigid definitions and the one-drop rule, which classified anyone with any African ancestry as Black. This history complicates how biracial individuals are perceived today. Cultural authenticity. There is often a desire within communities to ensure that those who represent them have a genuine connection to their cultural and historical experiences. This can lead to questioning the authenticity of biracial individuals. Political and social dynamics. In the political arena, questioning a candidate's racial identity can be a tactic used to undermine their credibility and connection to certain voter bases. The crazy thing is that Kamala's Blackness and dating history are being questioned more than her policies. What is even crazier is that Black women are doing a lot of the questioning. Harris's past relationships, such as her brief dating history with Montel Williams and Willie Brown, have been highlighted and sometimes used to undermine her credibility. Questioning her Blackness has also been used as a tactic to create doubt or controversy, diverting attention from her political achievements and policy positions. There are underlying societal biases and stereotypes that subject women, especially women of color, to more personal scrutiny than their male counterparts. This can manifest in questioning their qualifications, identity, and personal choices more intensely. Discussions about authentic Black identity have long been part of the discourse within the Black community. questioning someone's blackness can sometimes reflect deeper issues within the community, such as internalized racism or the impact of historical and systemic oppression. It's a manifestation of the struggles and complexities that come with navigating racial identity in a society that has often marginalized Black voices. Kamala Harris has consistently identified with her Black and Indian heritage, embracing both aspects of her identity. It's essential to respect her self-identification and acknowledge the diversity within the Black community. In exploring the experiences of high-profile figures like Drake, Jordan Chiles, and Kamala Harris, we've seen how societal expectations and prejudices can impact those who navigate complex identities. Whether it's in the world of music, sports, or politics, the scrutiny faced by biracial and multiracial individuals often reflects broader issues of cultural authenticity and acceptance. Remember, your identity and worth are not defined by others' perceptions or expectations. Embrace who you are and stand tall in your truth. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to give it a thumbs up, share it with your friends, and hit that subscribe button for more content on pretty bougie feminine women and navigating complex social dynamics. What do you think? What are your experiences on this topic? Let me know in the comments section. Stay bougie.